What is no-dig gardening and how can it help you on your allotment? I've been practicing no-dig gardening for 5 years on my plot, and in today's video I'm going to talk you through how I prepare my beds for spring. We'll look at preparing 3 types of no-dig bed, from a freshly created bed to one with brambles and one where plants are already growing. And I'll talk you through how I create my no-dig beds so that you can build your own thriving no-dig garden this year. Join me today as we get these beds ready and we look forward to spring and all the joy that that season brings. This is the area we're going to convert into a no-dig bed today. It has had no-dig soil on it for a long time, but I have let it go a little bit wild just to show you what I'm going to do today and how easy it is to prep this bed. No-dig gardening is really about getting all the compost together, and the best way to do this is to source free wood chip and mix in your greens like food waste, manure or weeds later in the season when they start to grow. Believe it or not, this compost is 3 months old and okay, it looks still quite mulchy, but this is going to be perfect for putting on my beds. When you're dealing with a no-dig bed that maybe has gone a little bit awry, the grass has taken over, then you don't necessarily need to put down lots of cardboard. You can just build up the soil layer. So all of this compost is going to act as a lovely barrier as I build it. And I'm adding quite a few, maybe a couple, 3 inches of compost on top of this space. I know it looks like this is gardening on easy mode. It's because it is. It literally is all about just making all this compost. This is now a living layer that's going to stop some of those weeds from coming through, and it's going to be added into the soil and it's going to build all this compost up. For big clumps of grass, what I tend to do is pull them up and then just make sure all of that compost is really thick on top. This just stops some of the smaller grass seed from coming through, and you could also put cardboard down, like a nice thick layer of cardboard would actually stop that grass from coming through. Look at how amazing this compost is. It's exactly the same process as I've just showed you, adding layers and layers of wood chip, green waste onto that soil has built this incredible stuff. It's so dark and crumbly, and it also has lots of little bits of mycorrhizal fungi in it, which is this stuff here. This is mycorrhizal fungi, and it's the stuff that connects plants to nutrients in the soil. The more you have of it, the better your plants are going to grow. When it comes to a bed that you've already got plants growing in, it's important to make sure that they get enough light and you keep the space around them relatively free of compost. You don't want to compost directly on top of them and mulch them down, because some of them will be suppressed out like you would do with weeds. Instead, add the compost gently over the top as I'm doing here. Sift it over as if you were sifting flour through a cake, if you like, to help that layer stay quite light. And also bear in mind where your plants are and move the compost away from those plants as they grow. We've had a look at how you can mulch a bed with things growing in it already and a new fresh bed with lots of grass underneath it. But now I want to show you how to mulch and transform a no-dig bed with really bad weeds in it, like brambles. With the help of a mattock, we can remove this bramble really easily. And what I'm doing here is I am disturbing the soil, but I'm creating a very small amount of disturbance in a very small area. Using a mattock is lovely and simple. It focuses on one area so you're not disturbing the whole bed. To be on the safe side, I am adding some cardboard just to show you how we can do this, and it means I can reduce down the layer of compost that I'm putting on top. I highly recommend these steps for you if you're looking at a brambly area and you want to clear this really easily and really fast. You need about 4 to 6 inches of compost to really start a no-dig bed, but you can do anything. Any kind of mulch is really going to help your beds to thrive. Remember, you're feeding your soil, you're adding back nutrients, you're adding back life that might have been removed when you take plants away from it. And when you dig over a bed, you're disturbing that soil life. By adding layers on top of your soil, you're going to enrich your compost, and you're really going to give the space, the nutrients and the life that your crops need to thrive. I've shown you firsthand how my plot and how my crops are doing so much better than they were about 5 years ago. I'm getting bigger harvests, beautiful crops, and I'm enjoying some crops that I hadn't enjoyed before. Things like brassicas are really coming through and actually producing for me now. Drop me a comment down below about how you're using no-dig gardening in your plot this year. Are you going big and getting lots of no-dig beds together, or are you just going to try 1 or 2 in your allotment? I'd love to hear from you. Through mulching my beds today, I am now prepared and ready for the spring. I'm so excited to usher in this new season, and the beds are going to be full of nutrients for all those lovely crops. The hotbed compost is rich in nutrients, and it's really going to help to grow all those beautiful things like squash and tomatoes and cucumbers, brassicas, courgettes. I cannot wait to see all of these beautiful things coming off the allotment. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. I hope you took something away to practice on your allotment. Let me know in the comments if you're looking to prepare your beds in a different way this year. If you're looking to introduce no-dig gardening, it'd be great to connect. If you'd like to check out any more of my videos, you can find them over here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!